with some space around you. Ideally, you have a chair that allows you to have your hips at the level or above the level of your knees. And then scoot to the front edge of your chair. And we work on basic meditation practice, which is about having zhongjung, or central upright. So a lot of times we've got spillage back in the pelvis, then the head and neck is forward somewhat, and we can't possibly relax in this shape because the body's all crumpled up. So a huge part of Taoist practice, the joint mobilization and different movements, is unpacking, unlocking all of those places where the body is compacted and bound up, so that there is room for flow, and also that we can relax the body. We can let go of that holding and grip that is present in everyone. So there's an initial effort required, and then if you practice regularly enough, you set up the state where you can just be at ease and have high function. So again, we've got sitting at the front edge, central pillar, that subtle drawing down of the chin so the base of your skull goes a little bit up. Shoulders soft, elbows sunken, hands just easy and relaxed. And again, see if you can do this here with your legs. See this just kind of flapping of the butterfly wings? Just loose. Rather than a lot of times we are clenching, we're gripping here. You want to be relaxed and let your buttock bones connect to the ground through the chair, your legs soft and relaxed. Same thing in the scapula and arms. You know, you see this loose quality. That's the idea. And then also into this soft and relaxed body, breathe in through the nose. Hold full, out through the mouth. Hold and in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Continue doing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm also going to mute everybody here. Spotlight. First, joint mobilization. Shen Fa means body method, body mechanism method. So, you know, one joint on my finger is a mechanism, but also the hand and all of the fingers and hand bones and everything put together is considered a mechanism, right? So this clasping or grasping, right? Same thing. Each vertebra joint is a mechanism, but all of the joints together is a mechanism. So elbows back, shoulders back, head back, arching, and then rounding, hands forward, hollow the chest, drop the head. We're just going to do this 3, 4, 5 times. If you're feeling loose and open, you can move a little smoother. If you're feeling really stiff, you might hold the position. Give your body a little more time to loosen it up, especially in the beginning. Okay, Renee, I understand. I see it. Especially in the beginning when the body's really kind of dense. Usually we want to just kind of hold the shape a little longer, give the body some time to let go. Rounding. And so The spine is moving through what's called flexion and extension. This is extension, the other is flexion. What added on to that is scapular protraction, retraction, arm extension and retraction, and pelvic tilting, posterior tilt here, right? I'm spilling my pelvis back, and then here I'm tipping my pelvis forward. So there's a lot happening in just this simple movement. And then let's come back to neutral and just pause for a moment. And what you may feel or will feel, especially as you practice more, is you've just broken up resistance and density, and now you can just settle into this shape much more easily. So you've made it, by doing the appropriate effort, you can then produce effortlessness. That's a Taoist insight. It's pretty important too. Now the effort of rotation. So left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn the head, and then back to center and turn. Continuing this. You could add the breathing where it's inhale when you come to center, exhale when you twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. So this little opening series could be your whole practice that you just spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes doing a couple times a day, just to keep everything from getting stuck and stagnant. One more to each side. And then back to neutral. Hang the arms loose. Third movement, shift your weight to your right buttock, softly tip the body. Lift this left wrist. Notice I didn't take it out to the side. It's in close to the body. It's loose and relaxed. This will allow you to be able to tip a little bit more and even lift this foot off the ground. And then change. Left arm long, right wrist floated up. Excuse me. Lean. So now we're doing lateral flexion and extension of the spine, but we're also breaking up a sort of congested quality in the leg, pelvis, lower back, belly area. A lot of times people are stuck here. So we're getting this broken up so that this is freeing, so that it'll be more functional. Because a lot of times people think stability is something we hold and grab, but it's the opposite. It's opening up space gives us this functional equilibrium and stability. So loose and free movement. Back to center. Now the scapula on our back, they come up and slide down. They also squeeze back, neutral, and forward, or they spread apart on the back. Now here, from this position, again, hollow, lift up, then keep them lifted as you squeeze them back. Notice how that hollow is not there anymore. Now it's all open, and then down, and then neutral. And then it's this forward, up, back, down, neutral. So you can see in my body there's a lot of potential movement in this mechanism. But usually when people start this practice, they've got very little. So just get as much as you can, but have this idea that round by round, day by day, you're breaking up this plaque and getting it to where over time you've got no impediment, total freedom of movement in the scapular chest arm mechanism. Reverse, back, up. So Marjan, and I mentioned this to you before too, keep in mind, this is not this. See how I'm lifting my scapula up? Yeah, it's got to be that. For this exercise, it's got to be shoulders, they got to come up so that they can go down. And they got to go down so that they can go up. And they got to go back and up so that they can come forward and down. So though the arms are along for the ride, it's not just an arm exercise, right? It's shoulders. It's in here. And it's so important because it's the root of the arm. It's the root of the arm. And release. Now, bring your legs closer together. Tip forward from your hips. Float your arms forward. And then out. And then tip back in the hips and sweep around and in. And then neutral. Tip forward, reach forward, and then around. Just keep this idea that the body's getting jammed up and stuck, and we're trying to open space. Look at all that space in here. Space. And then we ride that space, come forward and up. Open all that space. Turn your palms forward, slide down. Forward, up. Open all that space. Then stay relaxed and loose. Up. All that space. Then now, forward, bring the hands together, come up, 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 and then up, and down, and neutral. One of the other rules of the body, that the front of the body is the playground. This is where all that freedom of movement happens. There's a little bit of space back behind, but not much, right? So there's far less space back behind than there is out in front. This is where all of that function needs to be kept. The saying is the front of the body closes and opens, the back of the body never closes. Now reverse. So we go a little bit back, out, around, and in. And notice that I didn't lift my hands, right? So very clearly be able to control out but not up. And then around and in. So this forces us to find space. Space. Because I can lift and think I'm making space, but actually I'm jamming this up. But if I stay low and go out, I have to open up that space. So find that feeling and then use that feeling, or keep that feeling as you go out and up, and then over top, down. Neutral. Back, out, up. So all this space, like you're being pulled open, and then over top. This is Tai Chi basics, because these movements, this is the quality that we have to bring to our more complicated Tai Chi. So this is a great place to just focus on finding soft, open, buoyant. Let's go up and over, down. Very importantly, neutral, where it's just relaxed and easy. And then it's back, out, up, over top. And what you'll start to get a feeling of is almost like you're swimming, right? That's what Tai Chi will feel like. Let's do it one more time. And in a way you're swimming in your own fluid matrix. It's like you're swimming in your own liquid, right? And back to neutral. Now, scoot back a little bit on your chair, and let's load, and then push, and then load, down. Other leg, load, push, load, down. Switch, load, few more. Foot and ankle. Straighten the leg. Let's point, flex. Point, flex. And then tilt the foot in, out, in. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. And switch. Point and flex. Tilt the foot a little in, out. Circle. Reverse. And scoot to the front edge. Step your feet a little wider than hip distance. Lift both toes. Turn your toes and knees in. And then toes and knees out. Pelvis, spine, and head, everything here is sort of one part of the body. And then the legs at this quad hip joint are a separate part. So we want to get freedom of movement, external rotation, internal rotation, right? Versus being stuck like this and then trying to function just doesn't work. We have to have this space. And that space has to be cultivated. Again, not when we're little babies, right? Babies are just soft and fluid. But as we get older, obviously, it just shuts down on us. We have to cultivate this state. Now, using that same space, just fold. And then sit vertical. And then tip back. Now, we're going to add to this the idea of loose arms. So we got our arms hanging very loosely. So dangle your arms by your side. And when you fold forward, the arms shouldn't stay stuck like this. They should be loose, so that as you fold, they hang almost out beyond your shins, and then sit vertical. The arms then hang alongside the body, and then when you tip back, they should hang a little behind. And then forward, right? Arms naturally hanging, and tipping back. This freedom of the arms. Now, keep that as you slide your feet back a little bit. We fold, arms hanging, and we go forward out of the chair, root down through the feet so that your body goes tall, tall, tall. The arms then hang right alongside you. Now, the first half of sitting down is the butt, the hips, going back. And again, look at the arms. They got to hang loose. And then sit upright, right? And then we've got the pelvis going back. So with the middle, the cockpit of the body, right, where the belly, low back, and hips all meet. So finding movement here. Now, hips back, fold, sinking. And again, if you don't know where your chair is, then you can reach back and say, okay, there's my chair. And then commit. Feet are empty. Fold from the hips. Arms are loose. The body weight goes down to the earth, stays down, and the body stays loose as you stand up tall. Let's do that one more time. Fold, then continue folding, and sit. Once more, loose as can be. Fold, sit. Now, don't sit in the chair. Fold and sink. See if you can touch your shins, your ankles, maybe even the floor. And then ride. Remember that healthy body is able to shape shift. So we can be a straight body, but we also want to be able to be in basically a standing fetal position, curled up. And we got to be able to move freely between curled up and straight, and even a little further, hips forward. See this little shape here, right? There's not, I can't fully go into a fetal position this way, but there's some room. Neutral, hip hinge, sink, rise back up, hips. Right, and again, make sure the arms are loose. So we're trying to break a habit. That habit being that we look for stability in the wrong places. We look for it by tightening and holding versus relaxing and grounding. Now, stay standing. You keep your chairs where they are. I'm just moving mine. You keep your chair where it is because you might need to sit down at a moment's notice. Now, while standing, a little tipping into your toes, and then into the middle of the feet, and then a little bit into the heels. Just be very safe, please. Very safe. So be able to have nuance in your movement to where it's, let's say, 1 percentage point into the heels, or maybe 2. And notice very clearly that I'm not bending my body when I'm doing this. So I'm just tipping, tipping, tipping. Right? Now we add to that, as you tip forward, float your hands forward. So remember that arm exercise we did when we were sitting, and then swing the arms back. So like a little pendulum from this spacious, relaxed part of the body. Rock forward and back, and add to it a floating forward, floating back. And so, James, also, when I change my body angle, very important, when I change my body angle and it looks like I'm going to the side, I'm not doing this. I'm just giving a different angle so you can see what my body is doing. I don't want you to turn your body, and I don't want you to move your arms to the side. I want you to just keep going forward and back, right? So it's just straight forward, straight back. Now, stay back a little bit, turn the palms forward and lift, just like we did when we were in our chair. Then tip forward to your toes, sweep the hands around in front, out, right around mouth level, right? So if I turn sideways, you can see I'm here, I'm in my toes, I'm reaching. Then rock to your heels and bring the hands in the mouth. Your palms should be facing up here. So when your hands are out in front, the palms are facing up. Bring in the mouth. And then down the front of the body to your belly. Now, the hips go back, just like we worked on. The elbows come forward a little, so we've hollowed the front. And then sit the buttocks and release your arms completely. Then push through the earth and stand up, and you should be in a relaxed neutral, like we've just shed a layer of density, and we do it again. Rock a little bit back, turn your palms forward, and sweep the arms out and up. So that's one fluid gesture. Just hold this shape for a moment and see if you can get a little straighter out through the arms, like you're trying to touch that wall and that wall out. Then tip into your toes a little bit. So just go a little bit forward into your toes, and just like water flooding through channels, sweep the arms around and in front. So do you see that, James? Do you see what I just did there? Arms, arms. Yeah. At the end of that, palms face up. Then rock back to your heels again, and the hands come in past the mouth, right? So there's this gesture. Then settle to the middle of your feet, hands down to the belly, settle here. Then the hips go back, elbows forward, and we hollow the front so that we can then sink and release the arms completely. Push through the earth and neutral. So we've just, again, shed another layer. Do it again. Rock back, open, lift, That's the first gesture. Rock forward, sweep the hands around in front, palms face up. That's the second gesture. Third gesture, rock back, bring the hands in and down. That's one gesture. Then the fourth, hips back, elbows forward, and sink. Release the arms, and then push through the earth back to standing. And we're there. Let's do that twice more. Rock back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweeping around. Rock back, bringing in and settle to the middle of the feet, hands settle to the belly. That's one gesture. And then this hollowing of the front, I'm sort of exaggerating it so you can see it, right? Instead of standing here, I'm hollowing the front, opening the back, and then sinking, and then rising back to standing. Last one, rock back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweep around. Rock back, bringing in the upper gate, mouth level, and down, settling to the belly. And then hollowing and sink. Push through the earth, rise up. We do what's called shogun, or closing gesture. Wings, roll your palms up, fold over top, settle the hands down to your navel, turn the hands to face the navel. This is called middle embrace. Let's do that one more time. So shogun means closing gesture. Wing, roll, fold, a sort of gathering, and then a settling, like sediment settling to the bottom of a pond, all the way to the navel. So don't stop up in the chest there, James. Get down to the belly button. There you go. And then hands cross and down. Now we're ready for Tai Chi. So the first movement, rising hands. So again, I'm turning to the side. You stay facing forward. I'm turning sideways so you can see arms. They go far away from the body. Wrists are relaxed. Now this little flow change. Notice how I changed the shape of my whole limb. Now go down like you're painting the wall with your fingertips. So James, when you went down, your fingers were shaped like this. You got to change them so they're shaped like this. See how my fingers are high? There you go. Painting the wall all the way down. Both hands. Both hands. Both hands. Down. And then again, as if you're painting with the back of the hands on the way up. So it's all about shape shift. It's all about changing. Now I've changed, and it's the fingertips. So get those fingertips a little higher. Fingertips a little higher. Painting down. It's all about change. It's all about being in one shape on the way up and then changing to the complementary shape down. Because that's what produces freedom of movement. This shape and this shape. Now, scoop the hands in front, same idea except out. And then shape change, sweep down. Shape change, out. Shape change, down. Out. Now, the sink chi to belly move we did a moment ago, we'll repeat it. Wing, roll, fold, down. Again, eventually, wing, roll, fold, it's almost like one movement. Fluid. Best way to execute the movement is space. Anywhere we have tension, we're actually making it more difficult for the joints, more difficult for the brain. So just, loose, spacious, free. Now the complementary movement, backs of hands to each other, up, and then palms face forward as you go out over top, and then the palms face out, and then we're ready to go wings. Internally rotate, backs of hands face each other, come up, and then palms face forward, then out, sweep down. Backs of hands face, we come up, out, now wings. Turn your right palm up, bring it over top as your left hand sweeps under. Bottom of a ball, top of a ball, and then magnets attract. So bring the low hand up, the high hand down at the same time, and then separate them from each other, high to low, and then go around, big circular movement, top and bottom, and then magnets attract, repel, and around. Make sure the hand that's on the bottom, palm faces up, so the palms are facing each other as they come together. Bring your hands together. Bring your hands together. And then separate, around, over top, underneath, palms facing each other, the hands come together. Separate apart and go around. Both hands down. Now, up. Turn the palms over. Down. Scoop. Up. Turn the palms over. Add to this the feeling of, as you come up, straighten the legs and lift. So your body's sort of exaggeratedly up so that you get the feeling of settle through the body. Whole body sinks. Rise. Sink. Rise. Now, elbows back. Turn your palms forward and full extend. Come around the back side. Turn your palms to face your body and draw. Turn your hands. Push. Turn your hands. Draw. Turn your hands. Push. Turn the hands. Draw. Now turn just your left hand. Push left. Let this turn your body a little bit. Then turn left hand face body, right hand face forward. Push and draw. The body turns a little to the left. Then turn right hand to face the body, left hand ready for push, and push and draw. Very good. Now simultaneously reorient the hands. Make sure left palm is facing the body, and then push and draw. And then just notice the hands at the same time they turn. Both hands turn. Both hands turn like this. Notice I'm not doing the pull back and forth. I'm just reorienting the palms. And then push and draw. And then reorient the palms. Push and draw. Reorient. Push and draw. Turn. Push and draw. And both hands back, down, release. Take your left hand behind your back. Put all the weight into your right leg. Turn from your middle pivot and float that right hand out but not up. So remember, we worked on that when we were sitting in the chair. We were going out and not up. Now, shift your weight to your left leg, turn from your middle pivot. Notice how that brings the arm along for the ride. Then sweep the hand through all the way across. Then turn that hand around, put your left hand behind your back. So get your left hand out of the game, and all we're focusing on is this hand. So sweep the leg, then turn the hand around. Now we shift into the right leg, turn, and this is called brush knee. Keep your left hand behind your back, James. Left hand behind your back the whole time. Sweep the leg, turn the hand, shift and turn, brush knee. So we're changing leg to leg. We're moving from the middle pivot, shift to the left leg, turn from your middle, sweep the leg. Then turn the hand around and we go shift to the right leg, turn from the middle, brush knee. One more time. Shift, turn, sweep the leg, turn the hand, shift, turn, brush knee. Now, float this arm up, chest height. Nope, other arm, James. So I'm your mirror. Let me be your mirror the whole time. Now, Marjan, put your left hand behind your back. Right arm up in the air. Yeah. Now shift to the left leg, turn, swat the jumping fish, then turn that palm to face the floor and drop it down into the water off to this side of your body. Now shift to the right leg, turn. This is once again brush knee. Very good. Now just float that arm up. Now we're ready to go shift, turn, swat the fish. Perfect. Drop that hand down into the water on the left side of the body, and then it's shift, turn, brush knee. Float the arm. And Lana, if you're feeling any back pain, remember, try to not do this. Try to work on this throughout the practice. Keep that alignment, the tail down. Swat the fish. Down into the water. So when the hand goes down, sometimes, and I'll use Lana as the example, sometimes when the hand goes down, we get stuck to the hand and we do something like this instead of the limb. The hand goes down. The body can keep its alignment. Shift and turn. Float. Now let's go the high jumping fish. So reach up. Shift and turn. Swat the high jumping fish. Bring the hand down. Then shift and turn, brush knee. Float the arm, shift and turn, swat the high jumping fish. Down into the water, shift and turn, brush knee. Good, now listen close. Wing, roll, fold. So fold that elbow, James, so that now you're loaded. Very good. And just see how this position, see this line right through here? You're doing something like that. Just drop the elbow and have this comfortable position. So remember, this is like pushing. So this is just in a push position. So your hand doesn't need to be on your chest either. Have your palm away from your body. There you go. And now we shift and turn and push. Very good. Hand down into the water. Shift and turn, brush knee. Wing, roll, elbow, full. Perfect, perfect. And then it's shift, turn, push. Very good. Down into the water. Shift, turn, brush. Wing, roll, fold. Make sure you fold the elbow all the way. Because, now it's loaded, like a bed spring has to be loaded before it express. So we've loaded this. Now it can express a push of sorts. Yep. And then brush knee. Now, final movement here is sweep the lake. The lake becomes a vapor and rises up. And then this is the cloud. Shift, turn, cloud across the sky. And then the cloud rains down, fills up the lake. The lake, we sweep across. The lake turns to vapor and rises. That condenses to a cloud. We come across the sky and down. And the key to Tai Chi is that we don't let the tail wag the dog. We don't let the hand get out of control. It's shift, turn, sweep. And then again, how does this hand get all the way across? It doesn't go first. It comes last. We shift first. So notice how nothing is changing. All I'm doing is going from this leg to this leg. Then I'm turning. Then the hand. One more time. Shift leg to leg. Turn. Sweep the leg. And then shift leg to leg. Turn. Cloud through the sky. Now place that hand behind your back. Free the other hand. Let's do that whole series. So we've got the bear washing its paw in the stream. Sweep the leg. Turn the hand around. Brush the knee. Turn the hand around. Sweep the leg. Turn the hand. Shift, turn, brush knee. Turn the hand. Sweep leg. Turn the hand. Brush knee. Now, open this bear paw up and bring it up around chest level. Now shift to your right leg, turn from the belly, and then the bear paw swats across. Drop it into the water on the right side of the body. Now the first thing to happen has to be change your weight to your left leg. Second thing is turn from your belly. Third thing is hand free to sweep across and float it up. Now it's got to go leg to leg change, turn from middle pivot, right? So notice there's a difference between arm moving and turning the body. Yes, good. Turning the body, and then you let the arm go through. Down. Same thing. It's got to be in this order. Leg to leg, then turn from the belly, then the hand. Leg to leg, change, turn from the belly, then the arm. Leg, belly, arm. Now the high jumping fish, so we just reach up as high as you can. Shift and turn, swap. Bring the hand down into the water. Shift and turn, brush. Remember, don't let the arm lead. The leg change first. Turn from the belly second. Arm third. Arm comes down. Leg to leg first. Belly second. Brush knee third. Float it up. Leg to leg, turn, swap the jumping fish. Leg to leg, brush the knee. Now, wing, roll, fold. Now we're a loaded weapon here. So James, try that. Wing, other arm. Put your right arm behind your back. Left arm, wing, roll, fold. Now it's loaded. Shift, turn, and express. Down into the water. Shift, turn, brush. Wing, roll, fold. It's loaded. And shift, turn, unload. Down. Shift, turn, brush, knee. Wing, roll, fold, and shift, turn, brush. Push. One more time. Again, first we just get coordination, and then we can add on top of that flow and power, right? Shift, turn, push, shift, turn, push. Now, down into the water, shift, turn, brush. Now we reverse and we go shift, turn, sweep the lake. The lake turns to vapor and rises. Shift and turn, the cloud comes across the sky, and then the cloud naturally rains down, filling up the lake. Shift and turn, lake, vapor. Shift and turn, cloud, rain. Shift and turn, lake, vapor. Shift and turn, cloud, rain. And notice here the cloud is in a specific level, right? So James, your arm dropped down here. Keep your left arm up, right around chest height. So it stays at that height all the way across to here. All the way across. Yeah, all the way across. It's at this height. Then it goes down. Now it stays down here the whole time. And then it rises up. Now it stays at this height the whole time. Very good. Until it comes down. Great job. And then let's put all that together now. So put all your weight in your right leg, float both hands over this way. So now the difficulty in Tai Chi is that the arms are doing asymmetrical things. So this one is brush knee, this one is sweep the leg. So shift, turn, brush knee, sweep the leg, and then the hands turn, and they're ready to do it on this way. Shift, turn, brush knee, sweep the leg. And then they turn. Shift, turn, brush knee, sweep the leg. Turn the hand. Shift and turn, brush knee, sweep the leg. Now, the bear swats the jumping fish. So, and again, when I change, do your best, James, not to stop and come back to here, because then you lose track of where we're at, unless you need to take a break. You're good to take a break when needed. But we're coming across and then floating up. Now it's shift, turn. We've got brush knee and swat the fish. Look at this arm. Look at this arm. Swat the fish. And then they change. One goes high, one goes low. Everything together. Shift, turn, brush knee. The hand stays up here. Stays up here. Swat. Other hand. Other hand. Right hand up. Yep. Cross. Now again, one is high, one is low. They change. So what was low goes high, what was high goes low. Now they stay at this height. Shift and turn. Very good. And then they change. And then shift and turn. And they stay at that height. That's perfect. Very good. And then they change. Yep. Shift and turn. Now the high jumping fish just means this right hand's going to go higher. And then they change. And then higher. Very good. Change. So the brain is getting worked out here. Go ahead. Left hand down, left hand down, left hand down, right hand up. Cross. And then they got to change. One more. Now, left hand down, right arm, wing, roll, hold. Now this is loaded, ready to push. Shift, turn, we got brush knee and push. Right hand push, yep. Now the right hand goes down, the left hand wing, roll, fold. Now we're ready to go that way. Shift, turn, brush knee, and push. Yep. The left hand goes down. The right arm wings, rolls, folds. Now we're ready to go that way. Shift, turn, brush knee, and push. The right hand goes down. The left arm wings, rolls, folds. Perfect. And then it's shift and turn, brush, push. One more to each side. Wait. Come across, finish. You got to put. There you go. Now left hand down, right arm wing, roll, fold, and let's go that way. Shift, turn, brush knee, and push. Right hand push, right hand push. Then they switch again. Wing, roll, fold. Last one across. Shift, turn, brush, push. Now, last thing, left hand here. So keep your right hand low, left hand high. Shift, turn. This is cloud, lake. The cloud rains down, the lake vapors up. And then we shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain. So left hand up, right hand down. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain. Beautiful. One more each way. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. And both hands down. We don't just grab our body to stop, right? So notice I didn't just grab my body and come to a stop. I'm doing some small changes, right? We want to keep the flow as we settle back to stillness. And just feel that buzz, feel that we just like flushed and pumped and moved electricity and interstitial fluid and blood and mechanics and chi, right? We induced a pumping and flushing. And then let's do that finishing movement, which is the same one we started with. Rock a little to the heels, open and lift. Rock to your toes, sweep the hands around, palms face up. Rock to your heels, bring the hands in the mouth level and down the middle, down to the middle rather. And then the hips go back, the elbows forward, and we sink and release. And then push through the earth back to standing. We do that 3 times to finish. Rock a little back to the heels, open and lift. Rock to the toes, sweep around, sort of like an embracing quality. And then this rocking back, it's a softening and allowing the melt here. And then from this position is where we go. Hips back, elbows forward, sink. And then back to standing, totally loose and relaxed. One more time to finish. Back, open. Forward, in, and settle, and hollow. Then we close the whole practice, wing, roll, fold. Everything settling as if to a sort of a reservoir idea, and middle embrace. Hands are at the navel, knees are soft, tail is down, especially for you, Lana. Notice if you're doing any butt back, get this This is a very good practice for those of you who feel back pain during the practice, is notice that my legs are not locked and my butt's not back when I'm standing, but this is what we all do a lot of the time. So there's this tail down and softening through the knees, and then we just stand. Let's just take 10 long breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Be as soft as you can, and notice you can relax in this shape and not crumple to the ground. So we can keep our body upright without a bunch of gripping, holding, and tension. And that's one of the things Tai Chi offers. Last few breaths here. This is especially good for those of you who have the symptom, let's say in the hands, this thingy, right? See if you have that going, if you can make this shape with the hands, and even if it's still going, eventually you just see if you can open all the space so that movement that's showing up symptomatically, one way of thinking of that is that it's a constriction that's causing the rest of the body to move. But if you open, then it won't cause so much jitteriness. It will actually flow through. So you soften. And so Marjan, when I look at your hands, I see a fold, like a tension right through here, that if you can straighten through there and have a little more space through the fingers, see if that's something you can work on, and make sure you're not grabbing the shoulders. Soft shoulders as well. And then we finish by sealing the practice. The hands stack over the belly button. And then the little hand position, grab, fold. Thank you, everybody. Well done. Any questions or anything, feel free to unmute.